I'm Bea.
And I'm Sam.
And we're two best friends who like to talk shit about smut, wingspan,
And sometimes books.
Join us every Wednesday for a new episode.
Welcome back, Smutterflies. Do we say Smutterflies for author spotlights?
We do now.
Okay, from now on. Welcome to episode 2 of season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
Of Author Spotlights.
Yes.
It's a bank holiday here in the UK if you're listening on the day of release.
Happy bank holiday if you celebrate.
If you said
I don't know. Some people might work.
it like it was Christmas or Hanukkah.
If you recognise the holiday.
If you recognise the holiday of the banks, here we are. So, to future us, this is off topic, but we'll just do a quick intro, then we'll get into it. To future us, because we're recording this in the past, technically. How did Callie Hart go, guys?
Oh my
hope
God.
It went well. I hope
it was yesterday.
I hope we're hungover in bed right now.
In our Doubletree by Hilton.
Oh, in our Doubletree by Hilton. Sam's so happy about that. Have you emailed them?
No.
You need to email them and lay it on thick.
Okay.
I want freebies. I want a bottle of wine with Callie Hart's face on it when I check in.
Imagine they're like, oh my God, that's so funny because Callie Hart's also staying here.
Oh, I think that's a bit creepy. I don't think they'd give out personal information.
No, they wouldn't. What's the thing?
Data privacy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Is
this going out raw? Because now I'm a fucking weirdo.
I was like, we do these all the spotlights raw now, don't forget. Anyway.
Callie, I'm not stalking you.
She's maybe that's what she's doing on a Monday morning.
On her plane ride home, if she's going home.
I know, I think she's got loads more dates. I think we're one of the first.
Oh,
I think there's
exciting.
quite a few other dates after us.
That's exciting.
Oh, well, it's not going out raw now, is it? If you're yawning.
No, nobody would have known.
Sam, you want to hear you. I think I left one in Broken Souls and Bones when I was editing the other night because I couldn't take it out because of what you were saying. Like, if anybody ever hears Sam yawning in main channel Author Spotlight, it's not because she's bored. If anything, you're like a rat up a drain pipe about this book this week.
Yeah. I think I've got something wrong with my lungs and that I yawn to try and get more air in.
Your lungs, babe.
Yeah, I think I yawn to try and get more air in my body.
Oh, I think maybe just a bit sleepy.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to yawn again now. Feel it.
Oh my God. Maybe it's like a nervous tick.
Maybe, because I do get really nervous doing these.
Oh, don't say that. Why?
Because everyone hates me. I feel like you're the funny one, and then I'm like trying to make up for it.
Is this a therapy session?
Yeah, can you help me, please?
That's ridiculous.
I worked with some insecurities with you.
That's why I'm the worst person to be talking to about.
You're like, oh yeah, I feel like that too.
Yeah, I know. We do this to improve both of our mental because we're both fucking nut jobs. Like, don't start coming to me for therapy.
Okay, sorry.
This is our therapy.
Yeah, it is. Reading is my therapy.
Anyway, if we were in Raw, I would tell you off right now, but this is Raw, so I am conscious of the fact that, like, I don't want to nag on.
And also, Anna and Helen are probably listening, and they're probably like, get to the fucking book.
Yeah, literally. So, this is your first author spotlight of the season.
Yay!
Which is?
Blooms of Darkness, which is book 1 in the Broken Prophecy trilogy. It is dual author, Anna Applegate and Helen Domico.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kindle Unlimited, snaps for Kindle Unlimited. It's £3.75 to buy on Kindle, that's British sterling.
Bargain.
And £14.68 for the paperback on the Zon.
Bargain.
Book 2 is already out, Shadows of Ruin. Book 3 is set to be released December of this year.
Ooh.
And that is Crows of Fate.
I love that.
Yeah.
What was 2 again, sorry?
Shadows of Ruin.
Oh, love that. Crows of Fate, that's a fucking title. Woo. Is it a trilogy?
Yes.
And then it's finito, of course it is.
I believe so. Yeah, it's called the Broken Prophecy trilogy, so they can't write anymore.
Well, unless they're doing like prequels or spin-offs, but like the main...
They could do novellas. Oh, I read novellas. They've sent me all the bonus chapters.
Oh. Oof.
Hot. Anyway, sorry, I've digressed already.
No, it's fine.
Just gonna read the blurb for you.
Yeah.
A court of thorns and roses meets the Bachelorette in this new, exciting fantasy romance. 8 fae fight for my hand in marriage. They're willing to kill for it. But if they discover my secret, my future husband might kill me too. The King of Brookmere has decreed his daughter is to marry, which means, despite my protests, he's enacted an archaic tradition, summoning powerful fae from across the land to compete for my hand in marriage, and more importantly, the throne. 8 fae will fight in the deadly trials, braving formidable magic and each other to prove themselves worthy of the crown, including the arrogant, shadow-wielding Cade Blackthorn, who arrived out of nowhere and appears to have far more abilities than he should. In truth, all I've ever wanted is for someone to love me for who I am, despite my secrets, an ally, an equal. While one of the contenders might become my husband, a trusted friend is the last title any of them can win. These men are willing to do anything for power. If they discover my secret, that I'm an heir with no magic, then we're all doomed.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I love that blurb is in the first person.
Yeah.
Love that.
Enemies to lovers, Shaddy Daddy.
Shaddy Daddy.
Shadow Daddy.
Shaddy Daddy, Shadow Dado. Oh, that's wonderful. Shadow Dado. I love that. Sorry.
Shadow Daddy romance.
Yeah, love it.
I'm just going to quickly read about the authors.
Please do.
Anna Applegate is a USA Today best-selling author. She writes fantasy romance and lives tucked away in the rural Maryland, surviving on coffee, champagne, and an unchecked book addiction. Anna is an avid reader, especially if it involves morally grey love interests. She enjoys escaping into the fictional worlds she creates, filled with strong heroines, surprise twists and turns, and destroy the world for her leading men. She loves hearing from her readers and interacting with them on social media. Connect with her on her website to learn more.
New York Times or USA Today bestselling author.
Snaps, Anna.
We are, what's the word? Not worthy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
no, we're not.
Yeah.
And then Helen published her first romantasy in 2024 and has no plans on stopping. Writing a book was always a bucket list item, but when the opportunity knocked on her door to do so with one of her best friends, she couldn't say no. When not writing, you can find Helen reading, spending time with her family, and sneaking in a glass of Cabernet. Helen resides in central Maryland with her husband and 2 children. Helen would love to connect with her readers and interact with them on social media. She can't wait to get to know you.
The fact that both of them reference alcohol in their bios means they're my kind of people.
Yeah. And like, humble brag, but I am in a group chat with them.
Oh, here we go.
Well, we're in a group chat with them. The podcast is in
you, let's be honest, because I've purposely not been reading it.
Yeah, because I don't want to spoil it for you. But basically, I wrongly assumed that maybe they shared a social media account for this book. So I just messaged Anna and was like, oh my fucking God, this book. And then she was like, oh, please can I add Helen in? So now we're in a group chat.
It's all right for some minute. Just don't forget about the little people when you're, hanging out with USA Today best-selling authors.
Yeah, when I'm in Maryland.
Oh.
Although Helen's got family in the UK. They're from like Cornwall or Dorset, I want to say she said. I can't.
Stunning.
Can't really remember now.
Come visit. We're not far.
Yeah.
Just
we'll meet you halfway.
We would meet.
Yeah.
We'd meet you halfway.
Okay.
Anyway.
So this book, really interesting. It starts with a prologue, which is set 22 years before the story starts.
Stunning. And just to clarify, we fucking love prologues. So if anyone's going to come here and poo-poo a prologue, then poo-poo off.
Yeah. So, the royal seer wakes up in bed. She's having a premonition, and it literally drags her from her bed and leads her to a small town outside of the palace where the king's sister fled to with her husband and her baby. So basically, every fae is at least born with a drop of magic. The royal line obviously has more powerful magic. The king's sister gives birth to a baby with no magic, not even a drop. And even like common fae, you know, not to say that people are common, but even like common fae have a drop of magic. So she flees the castle or the palace, and she lives like on the outskirts of where they are with her husband and the new baby. When the seer arrives, the king's sister and her husband have been murdered, like literally slaughtered, and their healer is there just like nursing the baby, rocking her back and forth. So the seer takes the healer and the baby back to the palace, and when she hands the baby over to the king, she has a premonition about a babe with no magic finding love to ignite her, or the kingdom will perish the blight. God. And that's where the prologue ends. Mm-hmm. So then obviously jump forward 22 years to the present day. So we have the crown princess, Ileana. Her friends call her Lana. And she's not allowed to leave the palace. Obviously, they're worried about people finding out that she hasn't got magic. So the king and queen know she doesn't have magic. The king's like royal advisor knows she doesn't have magic. And she has two best friends, Ian, who is the captain of the guard, but they grew up together. His dad was the captain of the guard, and they've grown up together. They've always been best friends. And Kalia, who is her like lady in waiting type person, but like more like her best friend. Yeah. So you learn literally in the first chapter that Lana has like a second persona, which is the hidden henchman. So basically she aids villages in the land who need food, supplies, weapons, clothes, anything that they need. They've got like this messaging system in place where like messages get dropped. She goes out in a mask and a cloak and delivers supplies and meets with people. So she gets a request as the hidden henchman, but it comes directly to the palace. And she's like, how would anyone know? Because we have this like system outside the palace. So she's like, okay, I'll go. Because basically there's this blight spreading across the land and it's infecting fae, and they're turning dark. So they call them the Dark Ones. And basically like they're not in control. Their actions are like really jerky. Their eyes are black and they're attacking and killing people. Mm-hmm. So she's like trying to fight back for her kingdom. The king knows. The king is, she thinks, doing what he can, but nothing seems to be happening for like these like lower fae. Mm-hmm. So she takes things into her own hands. So she takes this meeting, and there's two men there, Hayden and Storm, and she's a bit unsure about them. She's a bit suspicious about them. She's like, where have you come from? And they're like, oh, we come from all over. And she's like, okay, bit odd, but this is where the drop will happen. This is where we'll give you your supplies. While she's talking to them, a horde of Dark Ones come and they fight with her, and she realizes they've got really strong magic. Like, they are powerful fae. So she goes back to the palace after fighting. The healer that was with her when she was a baby in her parents' house is still her healer now, and she like goes and has tea with her and like sits in her rooms with her. It's all really, really sweet. It's a lovely relation. So how much do I want to tell you? So her father is ill and he's getting worse and worse. I will say, it's not clear if she knows they're not her parents and she just chooses to call them mum and dad, right, or if she thinks they're her parents. That's not clear. You do get answers further along, but for now, it's unclear. So when I say mother and father, I'm referring to the king and queen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if father's not well, he's like getting worse and worse and worse, and he's thinking, I'm going to have to leave the throne to somebody. I'm going to have to leave the throne to Ileana because I'm probably going to die. So he decides he's going to enact this like really old fae tradition that hasn't been done for years and years and years and years of marriage trials. So he basically says, like, you can come and put your name in the ring and we'll go from there, but there'll be 3 trials set across like a time stamp and you'll stay in the palace for that duration. So she is fucking seething. She looks at her mum and dad and thinks, oh my God, they're so in love. That's what I want. I want somebody to love me. She knows, like, most people are probably going to come because they're going to be king. They want the throne, not me. So she's not into it at all and she really rebels against it. But they have, like, a ceremony where people can come forward and put their names in. And her best friend Ian puts his name in and he's like, it would be my honour. Like, I don't expect anything from you, but I want to protect you. I've always said I'll protect you. And she's booming with him. Mm-hmm. Like, she understands why he's done it, but she's like, I want you to find love. Like, you shouldn't be throwing your life away for me. Then, like, just like noblemen across the land, like this really old guy who's knobhead, and like different people. So 7 people put their names in. So the king is like, okay, like, we're all done. And then Cade Blackthorn walks in, who is the guy that she'd met as the hidden henchman. And he's really fucking hot. And he puts his name in, so there's 8 contenders. When they're fighting the Dark Ones, when she's the hidden henchman, he calls her a little rebel. And then when he comes in afterwards, he winks at her. And she's like, he fucking knows. He knows that that it's the princess who's the hidden henchman. And obviously she's worked really hard to keep this a massive secret. So they're all moved to like a quarters, so the 8 of them are staying in the castle, in the palace, and I will pop a pin in it right there.
I mean, we generally don't tend to talk about stuff before we get here for the sake of like genuinity is not a word. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you haven't stopped texting me about this.
Sorry.
No, I don't mean in a bad way. I love it. But like, you just haven't stopped texting me about this book. Like, you sent me a photo the other day where like your Kindle was propped while you were at work, where you're like reading. And
I'm like scrolling with my mouse with one hand and my Kindle with the other.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you ate this up. It's very high on my TBR. I know you've read book 2 already. You went straight into it. And you've read all the bonus chapters, like you said. No hesitation.
Yeah, I had so much on my reading list, like stuff to do for the podcast and just stuff to read in general, because we've said yes to every arc and every bloody beta read going.
I feel like we've got stuff, we've whittled it down a bit now.
But I had other stuff to read and I was just like, book 2, thank you.
Add to Kindle. Yes, please.
Shadows of Ruin, here I am.
Pushing everything else to one side, like,
turning my work's laptop off.
Yeah, I'm so excited to read this. It sounds fucking insane.
Oh my God, honestly. I was like, do you need a beta reader for book 3? Can I have
volunteer tribute?
Yeah, literally. I'll pay you. I'll give you a kidney if I can have book 3.
I need to keep one, but you can have my other. As long as it's not a 4-book series, because I haven't got enough kidneys to go around. Yeah, it's very high. I like, it's very high on the TBR. This sounds fucking insane.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read it. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts? Just go read this book.
I can't. There's so much I want to say, but...
Is there any closing thoughts? We've got questions.
Yeah.
What was your favourite part of the book?
Oh, my favourite part of the book, without spoiling too much, the first kiss that we get in this book.
Oh, delicious.
It's hot.
Hot.
It's really fucking hot.
Ooh. Did you... why am I asking this question? Did you race to the end, or was it a slow burn?
It's a bit of a slow, but no.
That's such a lie.
I zipped through it like I had somebody with a torch under my bum, like a fire under my bum.
Like a rat up a drain pipe, as we say. Which scene stuck with you the most?
Again, I'm trying not to give any spoilers, but there's a scene where Lana's in the bath and someone comes in and washes her hair.
Oh, I love a hair washing trope. Ugh, delicious.
It's lovely.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
And one of the bonus scenes is that scene. One of the bonus chapters, sorry, is that scene, but from the person doing the hair washings, POV.
Love it.
It's delicious.
Give me 10.
Yeah.
What would you want to, or would you want to read another book by this author? Super question, authors.
I've already read book 2, yeah. Yes, I have. Tick, tick, tick.
And Sam has said she will sell you a kidney for book 3.
Yeah, if you're interested in one.
What surprised you the most about this book?
Oh, it's so hard to say without spoilers. Anna and Helen are not afraid to kill big names.
I love that. I appreciate that so much. I say I love it. It makes me cry. But
yeah, but that really surprised me. I wasn't expecting multiple deaths.
Ooh.
And they hurt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How did your opinion of this book change as you read it?
I wouldn't say my opinion changed. I flip-flopped with who could be the love interest, which I think a lot of people will, because she has close relationships with a lot of people, not sexual, but like she's just close with a lot of people. So like I was like, oh, could it be him? Could it be him? Could it be him? Could it be a white shoes? Like I wasn't quite sure. Obviously they make it very clear as you get through the book, like what direction the love interest is going in. But so I wouldn't say my opinion changed, but I was like sort of like jumping around who I thought she might want to end up with.
Sure. Okay. How does the book's title work in relation to the book's content?
So the darkness I interpret as the blight that's taken over the land and the dark ones and like that. I think that represents darkness.
Yep.
The blooms, I think what they're trying to go for is that Ileana is blooming. Anna, Helen, tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But it also could be because she's obsessed with her garden.
Oh, that's cute.
She's friends with somebody who does earth magic, and she's like, oh, do you think you could make me roses, but could they be this colour? And could you make them this colour? And she asks them to make her roses that are like grey and navy. Okay. And then she realises that it's the same, the colour that she's asked for is the same colour grey as somebody's eyes.
Oh, I love it.
It's amazing.
Give me 10. And did this book remind you of any others?
It did and it didn't. Like, it's a unique story. Even though we've seen stories with trials and fae and this sort of magic, it's really unique. I've never read a story like this. Cool. I think them saying A Court of Thorns and Roses meets The Bachelorette is really accurate. Yeah. Certain parts of it really gave me Bridge Kingdom, which I know is a strange reference because there's no magic in the Bridge Kingdom. Yeah, but I mean, like the royal families and that sort of set. I don't know, something about it was like very like Bridge Kingdom-esque to me.
Oh, I love that.
I had another one and it's gone. Oh, very like Spark of the Everflame.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the magic is really interesting. Like
that's like Akatar, Bridge Kingdom, and Spark of the Everflame.
Big names.
That's some big fucking names.
Yeah.
Those are some big juicy names.
Would I say From Blood and Ash, maybe?
I like from what you've just told me, that's what I had in my head. It was a bit of From Blood and Ash.
I would say a bit of From Blood and Ash.
Oh, God.
I should have mentioned this in the beginning, and I'm sorry that I'm only mentioning it in it now. Read your trigger warnings.
Right, okay.
There is mention of torture and abuse. So just be mindful. Read your trigger warnings. Sorry, I should have said.
We always say read your. You should always read trigger warnings.
I should have said that at the beginning. But yeah, there is male on female torture. So just be aware. Be mindful.
Okay. Is that everything? Anything else you want to say?
Oh, I forgot to say she's got rose gold hair.
Yeah, sorry, you told me this, but that's stunning.
Stunning. She's
love that.
Beautiful.
Obsessed.
She is beautiful. And he Christ.
I'm so fucking excited to read this.
Honestly.
And like you, I have more than enough that I need to be like prioritizing.
Yeah.
But this might slip in.
Tough shit.
Because tough tits, this is what I'm reading.
I give both book 1 and book 2 5 stars each.
Oh,
Came straight out the bat, 5 stars each.
big, fat, juicy 5 stars.
The ending of this book, when you read it, you'll understand why I immediately started book 2 in the same sitting.
Just literally just cliffhanger.
I waited like 10 minutes while it downloaded, and then I was like, okay, back in.
Make a cup of tea and then sit back down. Yeah.
And do you know what I appreciate? I didn't need it, but they at the start of book 2,
do you know, more and more authors are doing that, and I love it.
I really appreciate a recap
because there are sometimes you're not you're waiting for the next release. Because like I got too much undiagnosed and unmedicated ADHD to remember and everything.
Truth be told, I saw the recap and went skip.
Yeah, well, I mean, you just read it. Yeah, fine.
But I do appreciate a recap. Yeah. So if you've read Blooms of Darkness when it came out and you didn't realise there was book 2 out, it's out. There's a recap in the first pages. Stunning. Book 2 is as stunning as book 1. Ugh. I fucking loved it.
I love it. Oh, I'm so excited to read this. We didn't say this, I don't think, maybe we did in episode 1 of season 2 of Author Spotlights. We actually ended up adding on an extra month.
Yeah.
Because we had such good submissions, though, like we couldn't narrow it down. So there's so, 2 more than we planned.
Yeah, it's fine. We can do it.
Yeah.
And also there'll be a bonus episode in October.
Oh, God.
Because B is going to Author Spotlight question me on her book.
I'm not looking forward.
I am. Okay. Especially with the chapters that you've told me you're going to add in. It's going to be like a new reading experience for me.
I probably will. You've already read it so quick the first time.
Yeah, like some of it absorbed, but not everything. Like when you were telling me like twists and stuff, I was like, what?
I just think for me, there were bits that were so like in your face obvious. And I just,
But do you ever feel like when you read a book for the first time and it's like a brand new world and stuff, you're trying to figure it out? Because
you're not focusing on like nuance.
Yeah. When I remember this, when I first read Crescent City 1.
Yes.
The beginning, like a third, I didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. But now that I've read all the Crescent City books, I think if I went back and read it, I'd be like, oh my God. That you're like, I'd be like, oh God, this all makes sense. With
Quicksilver doing the audio book.
Yeah.
There's so many things in like the first couple of chapters, I'm like, oh my God, now knowing like the ending.
Yeah.
But like obviously you're just trying to get through it, aren't you?
Well, you're just like enjoying, vibing, like, and things wash over my head all the time. Like,
I mean, same. I don't remember character names.
I'm like, who was in that book?
Who's that?
Sorry, we've digressed massively.
Okay.
But yeah, 10 out of 10, 5 stars each. These books are fucking class. The writing is phenomenal. FMC is a fucking delight. And yeah.
Ate it up.
Amazing.
Stunning.
Are we done?
We are.
Lovely. Thanks so much for listening.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram @apod of Smut and Wingspan.
See you next week.
Bye.